Yes, it's a good afternoon, wonderful people of Ikejile and beyond. You are tuned in to Youth Forum here on Vicinity 95.3 FM. I am your host, Paul Eteng, and I'm not alone in the studio. With me is...
Hello from Israel. It's good to be here this cool afternoon.
Yeah, it's very cold afternoon. I mean, it's been a rainy day. It's been a very, very cold day. And for the next 30 minutes, we are diving into a topic that's shaping the future of Nigeria and the world. And we will be talking about youth and the power of civic engagement. Youth and the power of civic engagement.
Purchase your tracks today.
Yes, youth and the power of civic engagement. So let's start from the top. What exactly is civic engagement?
What does it mean to even be civil? You know, we all hear be civil, civic, and all of that. And that just means you've been responsible in your society, identifying that you are a member of a society and you've been involved. I think that's one thing that's a huge factor in being and you engaging or being or having this eye engagement.
Yes. And it's not
What's
just
happening
voting.
around. Yeah,
It's
civic
not-
engagement. No, it's not just voting.
It's
A lot
not
of
just
people are not
voting.
even engaged. They just say, "Well, I have PVC and I'll go and vote." And that's all. They're not even sure what they're voting for and why they're voting for the person they're voting
That
for.
is true.
They just feel, I have PVC. Let's just go there and see what's happening. Maybe I get one thing or two. There might be something that they want to share. So they're not doing it because this is coming from you personally, what you feel, your strong feeling about them. You've been responsible, as a citizen. It's just maybe out of fun or just
Out of
doing it.
fun, yes. You know, a lot of people say, civic engagement, I vote. So that is enough.
Yeah, let's go there and see what's happening.
What is happening. And civic engagement, it's about young people's participating in community life,
And actively participating.
in community life, speaking out, volunteering, organizing, and yes, demanding accountability from leaders. I mean, do we do that nowadays?
Demand accountability. Well, if you say the only way we do it now is we talk on social media, which is not a bad thing, but it's just that somehow when we come on social media, we should be constructive and we should make sure whatever we are yearning for or whatever we're pushing for come from a place of, interest, not because we want to, trouble the public space.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just want to shake the public space and say, well, our life is boring, so let's just do something that will just distract us a bit.
A bit.
But
very
someone
true.
who is really engaged, who would know what he's doing, for youth. Even if you want to, come up on, in the social space or on the internet, you're doing it for a reason, not because you want to cause an uproar and attract, the algorithm, will help you. You just come here and say things and just stir up emotions and make people talk, and that's the end. That is not civic engagement. That's just public disturbance.
Yes, that is true. And if you ask yourself, when last did you attend a town hall meeting?
Yeah, town hall meeting, or
Do we
youth
attend
group-
that as
youth
youth?
group community where we get to talk about these things, even at the grassroots? Do we do it?
I don't think we youths would actually do that. A lot of people say town hall meeting is for the elderly people. It's for the old people
Except
in the
for
society.
some youth groups,
Yeah.
people who are conveners of this youth group who come together, or bring you together to discuss about things that particularly affect them. But in recent times, you see that most times when we say we're coming together is on protest.
Yes,
Yeah,
protest.
it's on
Protest is the only
when you
thing
visit
that...
some of these conveners, of these youth groups, they come out and say, okay, we want to protest, that's when you see youth are active and they want to, join the protest.
Protest,
But do
yes.
you, beyond the protest, do you come out? Do you engage them? Do you help them? Do you create the support system for them? When there's time for protest, we talk about
Protest,
protest.
yes.
Because sometimes, most times, these protests are often, how do I, hijacked for some other disgruntled elements,
Yeah,
to cause trouble out there, especially those ones who do not have anything to do. You just say, opportunity, yeah, let's go and make noise, cha, 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 cha.
Very true.
That
yeah.
ain't civic, duty.
Duty, yes, very true. And most of the times, the people that actually hijack this protest are also fellow youths.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fellow youths that actually hijack it. So, a lot of people say, civic engagement, volunteering too.
Yeah, it's
Very
civic
important.
engagement. And people do not understand that volunteering, it's amazing, true. Because when you volunteer, it gives you room, because now there is no reward.
Yeah.
And
there
then
is.
you are just there to contribute your quota. You're just there to support. You're just there to give, to lend a helping hand.
hand, very
And somehow
true.
these days, do you still volunteer? Some people will tell you, they got to where they are today because they continue to volunteer.
Volunteer, yeah.
And eventually, people don't understand this thing about volunteer. Yeah, there is no particular package for you as a
yes.
form of reward.
Form of reward,
But
very
when you
true.
stay in it, there are little things you get. It's just they are not committed to you that they will pay you, but tell you, okay, if you stay with us, we can support you with little things, but not that there is this big package or reward for you. So when people hear volunteer, they say, I beg, I not gonna do free work.
I know abroad, if you notice abroad, they have a lot of volunteers. You see youths volunteering in
Yeah,
community
like
service,
community service.
in care homes,
Shelters,
shelters, doing a
volunteer.
lot. But
You
I
meet people.
think in Nigeria, I don't think we have such youths participating in
Yeah,
community
but
service, in
food-
volunteering. I don't think we have
Youth
that.
volunteer. I've seen maybe in some cities where they've created this system. If you go to Lagos, you hear about the food something bank where people come to distribute food. Give this food bank. They call it food bank something. Bring food there, so the organization, the NGO, help distribute this food to the less privileged. So their distribution, of course, they need people who will volunteer and help them. So there are some cases where you have these NGOs do these things, but other times, well, the youth who volunteer are people who are only committed. There is no commitment. You cannot even volunteer in the first
Volunteer,
place.
very true. You can join the conversation on our show, on our Facebook page. You can drop a comment or call us on 0813-237-1268. 0813-237-1268. You can call us and tell us, do Nigerian youth actually have, Nigerian youth civic in the society? Do they engage in civic activities, in participating in community life, speaking out, volunteering, organizing, and yes, demanding accountability from leaders, when the people at the top, when they don't perform very well, do we youths, do we actually come out to call out these leaders? You can join the conversation on the show. So when we say demanding accountability from leaders, do you feel our own demanding accountability from leaders on social media and not like coming out, taking to the streets, to say
coming
enough
out-
is enough?
Protest is part of it. Demanding accountability you can go through many channels. Well, it's like in our own system here, we're used to going through this channel of protesting all the time because we don't even have other platforms where we can do it. Thankfully, the social media help us sometimes. Social media has been very helpful. You see some situation where something happened and it's glaring, when there are pictures evidence and video evidence. You can't deny these things.
Very
And
true.
sometimes when we get to call out, maybe police officers or the spokesperson or the agencies responsible, sometimes they stand up to their responsibility because they know now they are now in the public eye
Very
and the
true.
public is all over them like, let's do something.
Yeah.
And they quickly jump on it and do something about it. You've seen many times police brutalize people, and then the video surfaced online, and they take action and make sure maybe these officers involved are punished. Maybe just this issue,
Issues
you know,
of,
but
yeah.
when it comes to now speaking to the big guns, the one, you know, in the highest of their, the ones up
Up.
there, yeah, it can be hard sometimes because one, this is the thing is, you know, criticizing government at the upper level can be hard because
Very
a
true.
lot of times if we keep giving room for you to just speak anyhow and talk anyhow, it might uh, build, you know, this confidence in you that okay, we can say anything. It's okay to speak truth to power. It's okay to criticize, but be very constructive with what you say. I can't come out now and just call the president out anyhow I like. We can call the president out, but I'm not going to call the president out saying the way I do it matters a lot.
matters, yes.
Because if we keep giving room for that, we're going to create a system where anarchy, where people, because this is a country that is governed, so we don't just come out and say things, you know, the way we say it. So we should learn, maybe build more channels
Yeah.
where we can table, you know,
Our issues.
issues, you know, that are affecting us, and we want to, you know, communicate or dialogue with the government.
And you remind me of when I think during this NSAS period, you know, when the situation became too much and youths were on the streets, taking to the streets, calling out the government.
Yeah.
You know, something was
So
actually
that's
done.
okay.
Something was actually done. I think they disbanded
NSAS.
yes, SARS.
Yeah.
They scrapped out
They
SARS.
scrapped out SARS. That was the reason for the NSAS.
NSAS, yes.
By the end of the day, see how it turned out, especially in these big cities in Lagos. Because at the time I was in Lagos, and we know how stories, people who were not in Lagos, you know, felt the heat. You know, how the whole thing turned out. So I'd say it doesn't have to get to that
It doesn't
extent.
have to get to that. Yes, very true. It's
Yeah,
very,
it
very
doesn't
true. You know,
have to.
you know, the thing is, I realize is that when the protest, the protest goes peaceful, and most of the people, so not say most of the people, rather some people take the advantage to hijack it to cause violence, you know, looting of people's property, and the people that actually organize this
This
protest
protest,
are
yeah.
not the ones
Yeah.
that are actual cause
Cause
of this
yeah, the way
looting
the
and
whole
everything. But
thing
you know,
goes.
in every
But they'll be the one to suffer for it.
Yes, they'll be the
when
one to
it's
suffer
now
because
time to suffer the
they are the
repercussion
ones
of
that
people who hijacked it.
very true. They are the ones that actually started it, and you know, people hijacked it and then started. I think I remember I was in Abuja too when they tried to hijack it. The youths were actually working with the police to you know stop those hijackers and trying to.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
these are things that youths actually engage in. When it comes to protest, I would say yes.
Yeah,
Youth,
we're
even
big on it.
election, I would say even during the election period, this last
Yeah, the
election,
last election, yeah.
a lot of
youth
youths
were
were
really involved.
involved. A
Yeah.
lot of youth. I mean,
Yeah, because they have a candidate of their choice,
Yes.
they support it.
Yes.
So this just gave them, you know, they feel that yes, okay, now we feel we're represented. So
Very
we are
true.
behind this
a
group.
lot of youth
Yeah.
were involved. I mean, even while I know I was not really active then in the but I was actually active. I saw a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
youth, you know, even in my polling units, you know, you see youths, your friends, they'll be like,
Yeah,
say
you support the
came to-"
cause. Yeah, for some, you two were not jumping on it. We were not,
Yeah.
you know, out there doing the things that others were doing. You know, when you see something that is giving you joy, you feel like, this is what I would
This
have done
is-
on a normal day.
yes.
So even people who were silent behind the scenes were giving, you know, they nodded to it and like, yeah, we are feeling this.
We are
go on,
feeling
go
this,
on,"
yes,
and all of
yeah,
that.
they are.
So should we look forward to this in 2027 election?
We should. I think we
And
should.
this will depend on the kind of maybe people the youth would love.
Love. Yes. Yes. People do.
And give their
do
support
love. Do.
because that's what happened in 2023 election. But before election comes, you know, how better ways can we, you know, be engaged in what is happening around us? Because if we say, well, you know, concern us, Larry, one time, one day, the one day will never come. The one day is us. That's what we do not understand. Yes, the one day is
One
us.
day.
Yeah, the one day is us. So if you
One
say
day.
one day, yeah, it's just like a young person who really wants to succeed, and you don't go out, you don't do anything, you don't learn a skill, you're not good at anything, you know, you know, no skills. say one day I'll make money, I'll fly, private jet. Your dreams, baby.
One day you fly private jet.
Your
It's not by sitting down.
Yeah.
It's by working
So,
hard.
So the one day you want to come, you are the one day that will come. So you have to work towards the one day.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to take it by force. We're just going to take it by dialogue. We're going to take it by, unanimously deciding that what do we want. And that's one way to do it. And I think for youth, we don't have to start at the high places. Start from your little community. And this brings me to being in the north. You see, northerners, they're good at this game of politics. They start from
yes.
the grassroots.
Yes.
They start bringing people together and work like that. Not just northerners. When you see somebody who is dedicated and who wants to get to a level of is nothing political ambition. They start from bringing people together, either in a community. From there, then you know that, because position of leadership is not easy. You think it's an easy thing. It's not.
At all.
For one man leading over 200 million people, it's a lot. It's like you have 200 million children. So
I know humans are very, very difficult. We humans, we are very difficult to
humans are the most difficult.
Humans are the most difficult.
Yeah,
So,
you can lead an animal. You can lead animals better, because animals don't have thought of their own. If you say go here, they go. But when you tell a human being to go here, why?
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 So humans are very, very difficult. And
Yeah.
being the president is not actually very easy. It's not easy because a lot of stress, sleepless nights. You are thinking about problem comes up, you are the number one citizen in the country, and every time issue comes up, it's not easy, like you said, leading over 200 million people. It's not easy. When you're getting trouble from left, right, center, or at the end of the day, I know sometimes even something that does not involve the president, they'll still add the president.
Yeah, you're the number one man. We know you. American people can point to who is the minister of this. Maybe the one you're just familiar with. We don't know the minister. We don't even know the ministries that are in existence. But we know the only person who created this, who is in charge, is Mr. President.
Mr. President.
So, and somehow I just think, our leaders should know better how to even engage the youth. We shouldn't wait for, youth to, come to a place where they realize that, okay, this is how we can be responsible when it comes to civic engagement. It's a way the presidents and our leadership can also find a common ground. Yeah, and I think we're not. That gap has not been bridged.
Yes, and I'll keep on saying it. We youths are supposed to be in the political sector, because, like I said, we spoke about it sometimes, that about youths being the vice president. Even if, okay, fine, we have an elderly person as a president, the youth should be a vice president. I mean, it's not a crime in this country to have a youth as the vice president, even as the president. But if we feel, okay, the person is not ready to take the role of the president, we can start from the vice president. It's not a crime. I mean, countries like France have its Macron. Canada, the former Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau. These are youth, these are young people that have this leadership in them. And we have people in this country that the same youths that are that have this leadership spirit in them. So it's not a crime for youth to be involved in political affairs, political matters. Presidents, vice presidents, these are things that can change the country. And this is something that, okay, now, if a youth comes out to contest for, let's say, okay, the running mate is a young person, vice president, a lot of youth, and when they say, okay, this person has potential, this person is outspoken, you understand? It's something that gives youth hope At least they won't just hear leaders of tomorrow, leaders of tomorrow, leaders of tomorrow. When are we going to be the leaders of tomorrow?
Yeah, I think there was a time during, that's not 2023 election. I think that was 2019 when we had the person of Fela Durotoye who came out under the umbrella of, I can't remember the party now, and he lives in Lagos, and a lot of people are familiar with his work. People who know him supported the cause, but we know that it's not going to be something he can easily hold
yes.
just like that. I remember when he was traveling everywhere to the northeast, everywhere, and seeking support. He tried, but you know how that ended. So my own is, it's, we are getting it wrong, and this is when you should think of, coming to the position of vice presidency. It's not something you can just, that will jump on you. It's not something that will just fall on your laps.
Yes.
Now, this is where we get it wrong. So even government at the grassroots, politics at the grassroots, youth, most times when you see the youth who are engaged, they are not even youth who are really interested in the politics.
Yes.
They're about the gains.
Yes.
No, it's about the service.
It's
not
about
about
the
the gains. You
service.
see them
It's
like,
about-
let's just join political party so that when things are coming, they will call us. I remember when I was serving, there used to be this office where they hold, a particular political party. I'm not going to mention the meeting. And at the time, they always fight over who will be the PRO. Then, I didn't have interest in politics. I could have just asked that, okay, can I be the PRO and all of that? When you have people who are knowledgeable, young people, they will guide these our elderly people. You see them quarreling and fighting. I'll be like, "Shall the PRO here on top of PRO?"
Yes, now, and okay, for
And be waking me up.
like myself, while I was in university, I actually contested for the role of vice president of my university. And yes, it's not easy, campaign, you spend money. These are things, when you have this experience, you would know how it's the politics is.
Politics,
I even though I didn't win the election, at least it gave me this hope of that. Fine, first time experience, and that fine. People, at least you won the heart of people. You understand? Even though the vote difference was not, the margin was not too high. You understand? It was a 500 and 700 votes. It showed me that, look, it's just a matter of effort, and support. Even if a youth decide to go for the role of a vice president, fine, for a political party, and the person going for the role of and the office of the presidency, it's someone that can take this youth along, bring out the youth to people. It's from the grassroots. We can do it. Nigerians can do it, but it's just something that I don't know. I mean, it's really, really, really sad that we keep on. This is not something we're supposed to be talking about. It's something that's supposed to be there. It's not a bad thing for you to join.
That's why I say the background is somehow faulty. And another way, the way people see politics, especially in our country, Nigeria, it's like, this one, it's not really a smooth game. Like, the big guns there are not ready to give us space. So you have to force it. There's this place where you have to play son and godfatherism issue. And you have to play by their own rules. So that's another challenges you are having. That because if you have to come there, you can't just stand alone. You have to be associated with some people. People who are already there, who understand the space and who know how to manage it. So you have to have godfather. And when you have godfather, you cannot do things on your own. They will guide you. And sometimes you might not be falling for some of these things, their principles, and they tell you, go this way. I feel like, no, this is how you want to go now, and all of that. I think that's what is making the whole thing clumsy for young people. But at the same time, I'd say that regardless, there's still a space there. If you say, well, I won't do it because this is what we usually see play out, well, then you're not ready. Because when we see 2, 3, 4, you even go to religious places today, and they encourage young people, to participate in politics. They're saying it's a dirty game. Then you are good, that you are ready to play a good game. Get into it. See, if you're saying it's a dirty game, and we have 50 people playing the dirty game, and we encourage like 20 people to join the good game, who have the good game, you will start to beat the bad game, and that's what we don't understand. So let's keep pushing, that narrative that we can, play a good game when we come to politics. It's just a matter of time and numbers and the principles that guide whatever purpose we are pursuing, to get in there. But if you keep saying it's a dirty game,
it will keep on being dirty.
It will remain dirty.
Yes, and you can be the change. You can be
Mhm.
the person to change this narrative in the minds of people. As we
True.
wrap up this edition of Youth Forum, remember, change doesn't happen in silence.
At
It
all.
begins with awareness, grows through action, and lives in our commitment to make things better together. A big thank to our executive producer here, Adeshola Salami, whose vision and leadership continue to make this platform possible. I am Paul Eteng.
Thank you for having me, Oluwafunke Israel.
Stay bold, stay involved, and never underestimate your voice.
Purchase your tracks today. Purchase your tracks today.
Welcome to the heartbeat of the city. Hear the rhythm of the streets. Vicinity FM 95.3.
In the state of the living spring, right on the mountain top, a baby was born, ready to take the world by storm. Welcome to our vicinity 95.3 FM Ikejile Ijesha. In the state of the living spring.
Hey, Benson. Benson. Come on, bro. Wake up. Man, I don't know what this guy doing, bro. Hey, Benson, get up, man. We gotta go, man. We all outside. Benson. Come on.